Om Shanti. Good morning. Hope all are enjoying your stay in Gyan Sarovar. From the stage it looks like the stars are so scattered. May I know, I'm asking a small question, ever since you are here, from 29th or 30th of last month, are you feeling restful, peaceful, and happy? Those who are not peaceful yet, please raise your hands. So you have achieved your goal, peace of mind, or the mind is still longing to be peaceful? Happy with your progress, I hope. Or you have achieved what you wanted. No answer? Silence is half consent. Still, though it's day of silence, when in class, we need to communicate. Because it's positive silence, sweet silence, not dead silence. Brother Michael suggested that I share with you some experiences about deeper meditations, powerful meditations, creative meditations. Normally, people think meditation means silencing the mind. That is one aspect of meditation. Every human soul, like the Father, is master creator. More the creativity in our consciousness, in our experience, in our sharing, more the joy, more the happiness we feel. And the same thing applies in meditation also. Meditation is not merely stillness of the mind. Stillness of the mind won't occur as long as we are in this human body. The mind has to do its work, its job, and that is to think. It's never without thought. Even in sleep, when we think now everything is over, the day is over, I have finished my work, and I have just to get detached. Even then, there is the thought, I'm sleeping. The stage is little different. Slowly and slowly, consciously, we think I'm going to sleep. After a while, if everything is okay, you start feeling you are in sleep, and yet there is that feeling. Someone is there to observe that I'm sleeping. Then there is another stage, the dream. Dreams as per the whole day, what we have been doing throughout the day. Some of the impressions got embedded very deeply in our consciousness, and those impressions reflect in the form of dreams. We are in sleep and yet seeing something, like the trailer of the film, full-length film of the day, we see only the trailer. And then there is time for deep sleep. You won't remember what you felt during that hour of sleep. And if that is not there, you won't feel refreshed. After the deep sleep hour, there is again a time, early morning hour, when there are fresh dreams, not connected with what we did yesterday or in the past. They are totally different. And then we wake up. And just imagine, throughout the night, throughout the day, we act and we observe. Meditation is such an action where purposely we detach ourselves from what we are doing. We purposely take our own consciousness far away from the surroundings here. We try to visualize the self which acts, which observes, which feels, which reacts, which retains the impressions of what we did. So while we do meditation, the first thing what we'll learn to do is to become aware of the doer, the observer. the experimenter, the experiencer, whatever. Just imagine, just like in a film, the story writer, the actor, the director, the music director, all in one. We are story writers, we are playing our roles, we are directing ourselves. What you saw in the presentation of the traveler is the self. But this realization comes only when we detach from what is going on in our day-to-day life. We sit back, we reflect, we go deep, and we try to feel, we try to perceive. That perception, that reflection, that observation, that visualization makes us aware finally to the point, peace is our true nature. When we are peaceful, everything becomes clear. The first part is that. Second part is creativity. We want to do something new. We want to change. We don't want to go on with the same daily happenings. We want to improve. The inspiration is there. We learn different ways, different methods. The knowledge part comes, and yet, if the motivation is not there, and even if the motivation is there, if the power to change is not there, again, the progress is not there. In this meditation, though it's silent meditation, we quieten the mind, but the thought of quietening is still there. But it's a peaceful thought, and therefore the mind accepts it, lives with it, likes it, rejoices it, appreciates it. If it doesn't, it rejects. It's a very subtle process. In meditation, we try to elevate the consciousness. And elevation of the consciousness comes when there is something, someone before the mind's eye as to what I am supposed to be, what I am supposed to think, what I am supposed to feel, what I am supposed to experience. In other words, just as in our day-to-day life, we all have role models before us. In spiritual life, in spiritual aspect, When we think of meditation part, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul becomes our role model. When He reveals Himself, we learn. The one who is ever perfect, the one who is all powerful, the one who is ever knowledgeful, the one who inspires us again and again to rejuvenate ourselves. He becomes our role model. He becomes our supreme teacher. He becomes our supreme guide. He is our supreme father, supreme parent. In meditation, we look up to Him. With the third eye of wisdom, we try to perceive what is the perception. We try to perceive not just the image of God. That's one part for concentration. We try to perceive the greatness of God. We try to perceive the beauty of God. And while we do this, we also relate ourselves with the Supreme Father. And that feeds our conscious mind. This meditation, what we learn here, it starts with the thought. Its experience comes through the thought. Its final stage comes when the thought and the aim become one. As we think, so we become. But the thinking has to be righteous thinking, accurate thinking, practical thinking. And therefore, whenever we have the thought of meditation, the first thing comes, what am I going to do in meditation? What's my aim? The answer comes by keeping the Supreme Being before my mind's eye and relating with Him. Being His child, spiritual child, first of all, I become aware. Awareness of imbibing the virtues, imbibing the qualities of the Supreme Father. The more I become conscious of that, the more restful I feel in my heart. Because by doing so, I'm able to improve my stage of consciousness. During meditation, in the beginning we do give some suggestions to the mind. those suggestions help us to reach a stage of consciousness. While we reach that and we feel inside how beautiful it is, what greatness it brings to my consciousness, what happiness comes to my heart, and when we appreciate it, it multiplies. You can try this. Supposing you look at someone who is peaceful with little smile. You just give a thought to the person, you look very happy today, and you see the broad smile comes on the face. But this is something which is connected internally with the consciousness of the self, while we keep the Supreme Father before our mind's eye. Visualizing the self together with the Supreme Being. Star-like beings together. Trying to feel that atmosphere when we are with the Supreme Father. The mind becomes very peaceful, because in God's presence there is nothing else. No other activity except just the feeling of peace. And the vibrations, God, the ocean of love, in His presence, what else you will feel? An urge to relate and just be so close, signs of love. Where there is love, peace is the result. Where there is peace, the feeling of love emits automatically. They are interconnected. And you just appreciate those moments in your heart, how beautiful it is to be together. Together with the greatest of great, the Lord of Lords, the highest of high, the Supreme Being. Just emerge some of your experiences when you are in company of some well-known people in this world. You feel so inspired, you feel so great, you feel so different. And just imagine the one who bestows all these short-lived greatnesses to the people in the world, the greatest of all. When you are in company of that in your consciousness, how would you feel? When you have this kind of aim in your mind in meditation, you will find your meditation progresses. You progress in your meditation, and what is the progress? First thing is, you start experiencing all those qualities of God. Like Father, like Son. You become Master Ocean of peace, Master Ocean of love, Master Ocean of knowledge, Master Almighty, Master Wisest Being. And just feel how great you feel. And if you can just appreciate it in your heart, it multiplies. And what is going on while you do this? There is absence of all negativity from your mind. You are away from it, completely detached. You are no more disturbed, you are no more perturbed by the negative impressions of the past. That is the transformation which is taking place within the self, unknowingly actually. You start loving that aspect of yourself when you are in tune with the Supreme Father. You like to relive it. You like to multiply that feeling. That is sign of progress in meditation. You are becoming more and more positive, more and more spiritual, more and more elevated consciousness. Something of your liking is happening in this process. You may call that progressive meditation, creative meditation, whatever. The next experience which comes in meditation is a stage of alikeness. You reach a stage in meditation where it's like, supposing you come from a tropical country where there was a lot of heat. You come inside an air-conditioned room which was set on 24 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius, from 40 to 25, 26. In the beginning you don't feel that coolness. But after a few minutes, you start feeling. The same thing is on that level of spiritual consciousness. When we start meditation in the beginning, we are trying to retain the positive thoughts. There may be a few negative thoughts still trying to come in. But after a few minutes, negative thoughts or very simple thoughts, ordinary thoughts, they stop. Because the self, the soul, the psyche starts feeling the joy of being positive as per the true nature of the self. And that true nature is also as per the inheritance we have received from the Supreme Father. So as we have that experience, we appreciate it. It multiplies. We become more peaceful. We become more positive. We become more joyful. We become more loving. And that, in fact, creates a very powerful feeling inside. You start feeling how powerful you are. A few minutes before, you were not able to control some of your unwanted thoughts. And within minutes, you become so great, no more. No more unwanted thoughts. That's the progress. That's the change. And you appreciate it, it continues, it continues. Now this has to be done purposely if you want to bring about a permanent change in the self. From some minutes, it will go to 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. And there comes a time when you start appreciating positivity is my actual, real nature. Negativity was something I had acquired. It wasn't my true nature. And then you find, if a negative thought tries to creep in, you stop it there. I don't need you. This is not as per my true nature. This is not as per my true self-respect. I have to live by my self-respect. My self-respect is when I am conscious of my true self, true nature, which is as per the received inheritance from Supreme Father. And as we progress in meditation, there comes a time when you start living total positive life. Throughout the day, you won't like any negative thought to creep in your mind. It takes time. I don't say it becomes a way of life overnight. But the first thing you will experience is the realization of the self in its true identity. Many philosophers, many yogis have written books on self-realization. Big books. You might have read some of them. So self-realization is the realization which comes through meditation. When in meditation you have done the concentration part, seeing yourself beside the Supreme Being, and contemplation part, appreciating the similarity of the virtues, the values, the greatness of the self and the Supreme. When this happens, this is called total awareness of the self or self-realization. When that happens, you will find you would not like to go back. You want to go on and on this path because it is something fulfilling the inner feelings. As if we were searching for this for centuries, life after life, and now we get it. It's a very wonderful experience, very intoxicating. And that brings the feeling of being lighthouse and might house in this world. What is the work of lighthouse? Lighthouse means who is not in dark himself or herself, but who is spreading the light, who is guiding the other lives. Meditation has tremendous effect on the self, tremendous effect on the consciousness, and whether you feel it or not, you will find the vibrations of a meditator. They make other people aware of their true self. We have been inspired by such experiences from time to time. I had one such experience when I met Brahma Baba, the founding father. I wanted to meet him, to ask something. And when I went to see him, I don't know whether you saw his small place, cottage. Now small cottage, but at that time even that was not there. It was just a small place to sit. When I went there, we call him Baba, Brahma Baba. He was in deep, deep silence, far away from this world. And because of his connection with the Supreme Father, there was such beautiful vibration all around. Slowly I went and sat near him. The impact of that nearness, the vibrations, I was totally transported myself. In that, I felt far away, very pure, very sweet, full of love and full of power. The experience of self-realization. No negative thoughts, no negative impulses in the mind, nothing. Without even thinking. And that was there for quite some time, after which Baba just turned his head towards me like this, looking at me, very sweetly asked me, "Yes, sweet child, you have come to ask something. What's that?" Without any exaggeration, I am sharing with you my experience, not theory, nothing. I had forgotten completely what I wanted to ask. And I just said, "Baba, I have forgotten what I wanted to ask. When I recollect, I will ask later, but let me have the continuity of this experience." And then Baba continued giving me sweet drishti, looking at me in that consciousness. And I enjoyed for some more time, but I did not recollect what I wanted to ask. Now, such experiences inspire us that if we go beyond the beauty of the self, the beauty of the Supreme, what God is in India, they praise God as, He's the one who is always truth, who is always the most beautiful one, who is always benefactor of all. We see it, we feel, we experience practically. Meditation leads us to that experience. Otherwise, there are stories, mythological stories in India. The person who has no connection won't be able to perceive that. A small boy, you might have read his books also, Ramakrishna Paramahans. He was so little, scared of going to school because he had to pass through a forest. And his mother just told him, "Your brother is there, don't worry, you ask him." Brother means Sri Krishna. You just call him, he will be there beside you. The boy had such deep faith in what the mother said. So whenever he was scared of the wild animals, he would call, "Bhaiya, brother, brother," and he would see Sri Krishna coming and escorting him across. And one day his teacher, when he heard his stories, he wanted to see. He came to the forest. Sri Krishna came there. The little boy is talking to him. But the teacher, he did not see him because his consciousness was different. Level of consciousness. This is what we learn in meditation. Higher the consciousness, nearer we go to God. Nearer we go to God, more and more inculcation of godly qualities in us. This is called meditation, creative meditation, progressive meditation. Finally, it becomes a Raj Yoga meditation. You may ask, what is this Raj Yoga meditation? First thing is, it's connected with the Supreme Being on the basis of consciousness. Second is, it brings complete sovereignty of the self. That feeling, and through this practice, one becomes the emperor, world emperor of future. That is a story you will listen during your remaining days. How? It's through the power of meditation the deities of Golden Age who are worshipped in India in the temples, they achieved that sovereignty of the world. Raj Yoga meditation, though you have come for peace of mind retreat, but it will open the gateway to heaven. So this practice of meditation, I'm sure connection with the one who is eternal brings eternal feelings of peace, love, purity, and self-sovereignty. Progress will be seen each day. And actually, whenever you meditate, you need to have that kind of motivation that I need to keep progressing, because the final aim in this life is to conquer all negativities completely and to inculcate all the virtues in life and to become that powerful internally that all the past is erased and the future is determined. That is Raj Yoga meditation. That is the progress which will happen in your meditations. Om Shanti. Any questions? Anything you like to ask? We'll have some meditation. Anyone? Any questions? Can you give the microphone, please?
Do you still, when you go to that room, have that vibration, or it was in that period only? This is my question.
The question is, do I go there and have the same experience again or not? If I had not got that, I won't go there again. It has become my natural habit, you can call it, natural way. Whenever I go there, I must go to his room. Because that was one part I shared with you. But my first experience when I met Brahma Baba was also so great. There were no words, but for 10 minutes or 12 minutes, the experience in my first meeting, and then I had the deep faith in my heart. I am at the right place. I am in front of the right instrument. And this is a real experience, not imagination. Because I could feel such powerful experience of presence of the Supreme Father on Baba's forehead, Brahma Baba's forehead. And I myself was totally transformed, like an angel. So those experiences guide us, inspire us. There is reality. It's not imagination. And it's through practice we also evolve ourselves. You like to have that experience now? Yes? Okay, then let's do that. Just forget. Forget what? Forget that which you want to forget. When you get other thoughts, don't worry. Just imagine, supposing you are talking on telephone to someone and your little child comes to disturb you, what you do at that time? You just hold that, just keep the child beside you, quieten, but you keep talking, no? So your interest is at that time to talk with full concentration. So other thoughts come only when your concentration is not complete. Once you are fully in tune or in conversation with the Supreme Father, other thoughts don't dare to come. Because the thought, again, where is the source? The source is your own mind. It's not coming from anywhere else. But human mind is great. I must share with you. As we used to hear about Hitler, he could think 8 things at a time. All of us, we also have some ability of that kind. Some of us can think 6 things at a time. Some of us can think 4 things at a time. Some of us can think 2 things at a time. You will see that. Even people are doing their cooking and also talking to someone like this. In your office, you are also signing your papers and talking on phone. What is that? The mind can do so many things at a time. You are driving the car. You are seeing everything. You are very accurate. At the same time, your mind is also somewhere else, thinking many things, planning many things. But when in meditation, we try to bring all that together in one point, so that there is complete concentration. When there is complete concentration and complete contemplation, there is complete realization. It's a very mathematical thing. You can note down. Concentration plus contemplation leads to realization. Can you sing a song? Yes? No? If your mind goes here and there, other thoughts come, you sing a song to the Supreme Father. Just as you sing to your very near and dear ones, we consider the Supreme Father, Supreme Being or God as our most beloved. Most beloved. How do you like it? In Hindi, we have such words. For human beings, we say beloved. But for Supreme Being, we say most beloved. So try to feel that. Then you will find such nearness of the Supreme Father and such nearness of your final perfect consciousness. You feel the joy, you feel the happiness. You feel so light inside because each one of us are beings of light.
Can you tell us of one of your favorite songs that you sing to God?
You want to bring out the best in me? There is a song in Hindi which says, instead of saying God, I say Baba. Baba is Brahma Baba also, and Baba is the Supreme Father, whom we say in India Shiv Baba. So there is a song, very beautiful song, which has been recorded on the basis of the experience of sisters and brothers. The meaning of that is, on becoming yours, I have found all the joys, all the happiness in life. Baba tera banne mein सुख मिलता इलाही है सुख मिलता इलाही है. Do you see the change on my face? The smile? As I sing, it brings that joy. Same way it will happen with you. So you can sing in your own language, in your own thoughts, the way you like. But just feel the closeness. The feeling of belonging needs to be there. Pardon? How much time I spend in meditation? Early morning meditation, 45 minutes. And then I study the knowledge for another half an hour. And then that remains throughout the day. That feeling is there. A feeling of being full of positivity all the time. It's very beautiful life, I tell you. That's why there is another song which says, whatever had to be achieved has been achieved. पाना था सो पा लिया. भाई गीत सुनाओ बहुत अच्छा. We will sit in meditation and he will play the song. You will feel the vibrations, you may not understand the wording. Relaxed, but with a broad smile on your face. You are going to do a big job. Converse with the Supreme Father as if you are talking to him on telephone. Hello, sweet Baba, here we are. Visualizing the self with you, the Supreme Father. Though far away from the corporeal world, but so near because we are so dear to you and you are so dear to us. Just feeling the joy of your company, enriching myself with the beauty of self-awareness and your sweet, sweet relationship. It's beyond my imagination that we are so dear to you. Your loving children. You are our most, most beloved Supreme Parent. Feeling close to you and receiving your blessings full of love, sweetness, and power. The beauty of this truth gladdens my heart. The joy of being together with the highest of high, the greatest of great, the Lord of Lords, goes beyond all boundaries, unlimited. था जो पा लिया